From now on, whenever you hear these horns, just know you are now entering the blackness.
So, you might have heard that former senator, now president of the Heritage Foundation, Jim DeMint, had some commentary recently about slavery. Now, you might say, hey, hey, guy who runs Heritage Foundation, Republican guy, do you really want to talk about slavery? Because every time you guys do, you mess up. But maybe, just maybe, Jim DeMint was going to do it in a reasonable way. Just maybe Jim DeMint was going to come in and like say something and lay it down because he is the head of this very, very powerful Republican space. And he's like, listen, I want to be reasonable and I'm going to tell you guys how it is. I'm going to give you a reasonable explanation as to how slavery in America and all that stuff and government. I'm going to make this comment about slavery and you guys are all going to be shocked at how reasonable we are. This is Jim DeMint on slavery.
This progressive, the whole idea of being progressive is to progress away from those ideas that made this country great. What we're trying to conserve as conservatives are those things that work.
So before we even get into this, let's understand here that Jim DeMint, so what he's doing here, he's attacking slavery, right? I mean, he's attacking progressives, right, up front. Like, he's like, listen to these ideas, blah, blah. So first, say, little punch at progressives, right? But he's not done yet. He's not done, folks.
They work today. They work for young people. They work for minorities. And we can change this country and change its course very quickly if we just remember what works.
Now, what works is the question. Because we can change the course of the country, implying that we're going in a very, very wrong way right now. And why are we going in the wrong way? Gonna let you just think about that. But continue, Mr. DeMint.
Okay, now what if somebody, let's say you're talking with a liberal person and they were to turn around and say, oh yeah, well, that Founding Fathers thing worked out really well. Look at the Civil War we had 80 or so years later.
Well, the reason that the slaves were eventually freed was the Constitution.
Wait.
What?
Wait. What?
Huh? What did he just say? I think I blacked out.
I believe he said the reason why the slaves were freed was because of the Constitution.
The Constitution? You mean the one? Okay. Are we thinking about the same Constitution?
Maybe there's a different Constitution.
Yeah.
Maybe there's Constitution Part 2. That was like, listen, slavery is bad. I understand we're going to let it ride for a while, but slavery is really bad. Continue, sir.
I mean, it was like the conscience of the American people.
Stop.
No, what? Whoa.
What?
It was like the conscience of the You mean the American people that enslaved black people and forced them to work for hundreds of years? Those people?
And they felt bad about it. They felt terrible.
Yeah, they kind of did feel bad. I mean, they were whipping and chains and forcing black women to birth new slaves and ripping children from their mother's arms, and but they didn't really want to. They just really needed to build the global economy. Guys.
Constitution. Let's continue.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there were some court decisions like Dred Scott and others that defined some people as property, but the Constitution kept calling us back to all men are created equal.
Stop.
Wait, what?
So
okay,
first of all,
okay. Unfortunately, there were some court decisions like Dred Scott. Just like, we tried, but the doggone Supreme Court of the United States, they just kept messing it up by issuing these really bad rulings like Dred Scott and Plessy v. Ferguson.
I just want to be really clear about all this. And so it was the Constitution that it was bringing us back. It was bringing us back. I believe. Wait, hold on. I just want to be clear that this was a part of the Constitution, right? This was where representatives and direct taxes shall be apportioned among the several states which may be included within the Union according to the respective numbers, which shall be determined by adding to the whole number of free persons, including those bound to service for a term of years, and excluding Indians, not taxed, 3/5 of all other persons.
Right.
Just
All men are created equal. After we roll in and just slaughter all the native people, let's just get them out of the way.
But again, let the man cook.
And we have inalienable rights in the minds of God. But a lot of the move to free the slaves came from the people. It did not come from the federal government.
Stop.
What? Okay. The movement to free the slaves did come from some people. Those people were known as abolitionists. And you know what? People hated those people. The majority of people hated those people.
Wasn't there a war?
I don't know. I don't know if it was a war. It was like a skirmish. It was a skirmish. It was a mild skirmish between like a couple of people up in the north and a couple of people down south, and they just kind of pew 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 pew, and then
So wait,
Slap fight. You know?
it's a slap fight.
I just want to understand, like, so I just want to be clear here. So the American people were just like, we can't have all these slaves, all this free labor we're getting, there's all this wealth we have. No, we need to fight. It was the people.
The people.
The people were this. Continue to cook, sir.
It came from just a growing movement among the people, particularly people of faith, that this was wrong. And people like Wilberforce in
England,
Britain, who persisted for years,
right,
because of his faith, because of his love for people. So no liberal is going to be able to win a debate that big government freed the slaves. In fact,
Wait,
sir.
What is? Can we talk,
sir?
What? I don't. Okay.
Big government didn't. It was the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. My head hurts.
Big government. No, it was the people. It was.
It was the people. The people rose up and they went and they just cut all the shackles off of all the black people.
There was nothing else. They just everyone just said you may go.
You're just pick this one just pick that one last barrel of cotton and then you're out.
Guys,
peace
listen.
out.
Remember, there was the layer, there were the slaves, there were the vampires, and then there was the North. And then once Abraham Lincoln broke through the vampire lines, it inspired the North to push down, which is what we commonly refer to as the Civil War. So once all the vampires were slain, then we freed all the captive black people and then allowed them to freely circulate throughout the United States with no resistance whatsoever. In fact, we were proud of the African Americans for surviving under vampire tyranny for so long.
And it's interesting because the clip is now being circulated from Right Wing Watch. So if you ever just want just to go seriously Republicans, you can swing by Right Wing Watch. And they point out in the Right Wing Watch, they says, of course, the Emancipation Proclamation was a presidential proclamation, and the 13th Amendment was initiated by the federal government.
You think?
Historian Michael Les Benedict notes that Republicans at the time advocated for a quote-unquote nationalist view of the Constitution, unlike the quote-unquote largely state rights Democratic Party, end quote. Abraham Lincoln's critics, historian Don E. Fehrenbacher points out, pillared him as a quote-unquote tyrant who was bringing about the destruction of the old union of sovereign states and setting the nation on the road to totalitarianism by subverting the rights and powers of the states. Confederate leaders insisted that the Civil War was a quote-unquote war waged by the federal government against the seceding states. What? How is...
So from now on, whenever you hear these horns, just know you are now entering the blackness. Collard greens, cornbread, and the catfish. Malcolm X and